The hardworking farmer Ramu was a simple man who lived in a small village named Sundarpur. The village was peaceful, full of green trees, singing birds, and friendly people. Most of the people in the village were farmers. Ramu was one of them. He lived in a small mud house with his wife Lata, his 10-year-old son Rahul, and his 7-year-old daughter Meena. They did not have much money, but they had love, peace, and happiness in their small home. Ramu had a small piece of land, just enough to grow food for his family. Every morning, before the sun rose, he woke up, washed his face at the village well, drank a glass of milk, and walked to his field. He carried his tools, a sickle, a hoe, and a water bottle. The land was dry sometimes, and sometimes it was full of weeds. But Ramu worked hard every day. He dug the soil, planted seeds, watered the crops, and protected them from insects and animals. He worked under the hot sun, sometimes without rest. Even though life was hard, Ramu never complained. He smiled and said, "Hard work is my friend. If I work hard today, tomorrow will be better." His children also helped. Rahul would bring him lunch in the afternoon, and Meena would come with a pot of water when the sun was too hot. Lata took care of the house and helped during harvest time. People in the village respected Ramu. He was honest, kind, and always ready to help others. If someone was sick, he brought them food. If someone had no money, he gave them rice or wheat from his own home. Ramu believed in goodness and hard work. He taught his children, never lie, never steal, and never be lazy. Good things take time, but they will come. One year, something terrible happened. Summer came early. The sun was too hot. The skies were dry. Days passed, and there was no rain. The river near the village dried up. The wells had little water. The fields became dry and cracked. Ramu was worried. He looked at the sky every day, hoping for rain. He prayed to the rain god. He dug small canals to bring water from a distant pond. He carried water in buckets. But still, the rain did not come. His crops began to die. The green leaves turned yellow and then brown. The plants withered in the heat. Other farmers in the village also suffered. Many gave up. Some sold their land. Some went to the city to find jobs. Some sat in their homes and cried. But Ramu did not give up. "I will not leave my land," he told Lata. "This land is our mother. She has fed us for many years. I will fight for her." Lata was worried. Their savings were almost gone. Their food stock was small. But she believed in Ramu. Ramu worked harder than ever. He got up before dawn, worked till late evening, and sometimes even at night. He planted new seeds in the small wet areas. He used all the water carefully. Not a single drop was wasted. The villagers watched him. Some laughed at him. "Why are you still working, Ramu?" they said. "There is no hope." But Ramu smiled and replied, "Where there is hope, there is life." One day, a young man named Aman came to the village. He was from the city and worked for a farming help organization. He heard about the drought in Sundarpur and came to see how he could help. He met many farmers and finally he came to Ramu's field. Ramu was planting seeds when Aman arrived. "Hello, brother," said Aman. "Why are you planting seeds in this dry land?" Ramu stood up, wiped his forehead, and smiled. "Because I believe the rain will come. Maybe late, but it will come." Aman was surprised. "You are the only one still working. Everyone else has stopped." "I cannot leave my land," said Ramu. "It is like family to me." Aman was impressed. He took photos of Ramu's field and told his organization about the hard-working farmer who did not give up. A few days later, a big water tanker arrived in the village, sent by Aman's organization. It brought clean water for the villagers and their fields. Ramu was the first to thank them. He also helped to distribute the water fairly to other farmers. Soon, more help arrived: seeds, fertilizers, and tools. A team of young people came to teach better farming methods, like drip irrigation and soil testing. Ramu learned quickly and helped teach others too. Weeks passed. Then one night, clouds covered the sky. Thunder roared and lightning flashed. And then rain began to fall. It started with a few drops, then turned into a heavy shower. Children ran out of their homes, dancing in the rain. Women clapped and thanked the gods. Men smiled and looked up to the sky with tears in their eyes. Ramu stood in the rain, feeling each drop with joy. His crops would live again. From that day, everything changed. The land became green again. Seeds began to sprout. Plants grew tall. Flowers bloomed. The village smiled once more. The harvest that year was one of the best the village had ever seen. Ramu's field was full of golden wheat. The villagers came to see it and said, "Ramu, you are right. Hard work always wins." After the drought, the village saw Ramu not just as a farmer, but as a leader. He helped build a small farming school where children and farmers could learn modern farming techniques. Ramu said, "We must mix old knowledge with new science. That way, our land will always give us food." He also started a water-saving group that built tanks to store rainwater and planted trees around the village to keep the land cool and moist. Every evening, Ramu sat under a tree near his field and told stories to children about farming, patience, honesty, and hope. One day, a reporter from a newspaper came to interview him. The next day, a headline read, "Ramu, the hard-working farmer who saved a village." People from other villages came to meet him. Students, young farmers, and even city people visited to learn from him. But Ramu remained humble. "I am just a farmer," he would say. "I only did what I had to do." Years passed, and Ramu continued to work hard. His children grew up. Rahul became an agricultural scientist, and Meena became a school teacher. They were proud of their father. Once, at a village function, Ramu was invited to speak. He stood in front of hundreds of people and said, "Farming is not easy, but it is noble. The food we eat comes from the soil. The soil gives us life. We must respect it, and we must work hard, even when times are bad, because only hard work and hope can bring change." Everyone clapped. That day, Ramu became a symbol of strength, patience, and determination. Ramu, the hard-working farmer of Sundarpur, showed the world that one man's courage and faith can bring life back to a dying land. He taught that true strength lies not in wealth, but in honesty, effort, and love for what we do. The drought came and went, but Ramu's story remained the story of never giving up, of believing in tomorrow, and of working with hands full of soil and a heart full of hope. And so, in the small village of Sundarpur, under the open skies and green fields, the story of Ramu is told again and again to children, to farmers, to anyone who forgets that even in the darkest times, a little light of hope and hard work can shine the way.